What if I told you? Someone in your life, someone you trust, someone you care about deeply, doesn't actually care about you the way you think. Not loudly, not obviously, but quietly, silently, in ways you've been ignoring, excusing, or pretending not to see. Because the truth is, people don't always show they don't care by what they say. They show it by what they don't do. And once you see these signs, you won't be able to unsee them. Stay with me. Because these 8 silent red flags might just change how you see someone forever. 1. The hidden reality, relatable scenario. You text them. They reply hours later, sometimes days. But when you're together, everything feels fine. So you tell yourself, they're just busy. They didn't mean it. It's not a big deal. But deep down, there's a feeling. Something feels off. Like you're always the one trying harder. Giving more, caring more, and somehow, you're the one left waiting. Confused, overthinking everything. And here's the painful part. You don't want to believe it. Because accepting the truth means accepting that they might not value you the way you value them. 2. The shocking truth. Here's what most people don't understand. When someone truly cares about you, you don't feel confused. You don't feel like you're too much. You don't feel like you're chasing attention. Care feels consistent, clear, effortless. So if you constantly feel uncertain, that's not love. That's emotional imbalance. And today, we're going to expose it. 3. Red flag 1. Inconsistent effort. They show up, then disappear. They care, then they don't. One day, they're all in. The next day, you're questioning everything. This isn't mystery. This isn't playing hard to get. This is inconsistency. And inconsistency is one of the clearest signs of low priority, because people make time for what matters to them. 4. Red flag 2. They only show up when it's convenient. They call when they're bored. They text when they need something. They show up when it fits their schedule. But when you need them, they're unavailable, busy, gone. This isn't care. This is convenience. And you're not a priority. You're an option. 5. Red flag 3. You feel emotionally drained. After talking to them, you feel tired, confused, drained. Not because you talk too much, but because you're constantly trying to understand them. Trying to read between the lines. Trying to feel secure. Real care doesn't exhaust you. It gives you peace. 6. Red flag 4. They don't listen. They just respond. You open up. You share something real, something important, and they respond with half attention, short replies, or change the topic. They hear you, but they don't listen. Because listening requires presence, and presence requires care. 7. Red flag 5. You're always the one initiating. You text first, you call first, you make plans, you keep the connection alive. If you stop, everything goes silent. That silence, that's your answer, because real effort goes both ways. 8. Red flag 6. They avoid deep conversations. Whenever things get real, they pull away. Change the subject. Make jokes. Disappear. Why? Because depth requires emotional investment, and someone who doesn't care deeply will never go deep with you. 9. Red flag 7. They don't celebrate you. Your wins, your growth, your happiness feels unnoticed or minimized. They don't hype you up. They don't feel proud of you. Because people who truly care celebrate you, even the small wins. 10. Red flag 8. You feel alone, even with them. This is the biggest one. You're with them, talking, spending time. But somehow, you feel alone, disconnected, unseen. And that feeling, it never lies. Because the worst loneliness is not being alone. It's being with someone who doesn't truly see you. 11. The realization, emotional shift. Now take a moment, be honest with yourself. How many of these signs did you recognize Because once you see it, you can't ignore it anymore. And this is where everything changes. 12. The truth you need to hear. Listen carefully. This part matters more than you think. Someone not caring about you does not mean you are not enough. It doesn't mean you're too much. It doesn't mean you're hard to love. It simply means you are giving your time, your energy, your attention to someone who doesn't value it. And that's where the real problem begins. Because the longer you stay in that space, the more you start questioning yourself. You start shrinking, doubting your worth, overanalyzing every little thing you do, trying to become better for someone who never truly saw your value in the first place. And slowly, without even realizing it, you lose yourself. Not because you're weak, but because you cared too deeply in the wrong place. So hear this clearly. You are not the problem. The situation is. And the longer you ignore it, the longer you stay stuck in a cycle that was never meant for you. Sometimes, the most powerful thing you can do is stop giving your energy where it is not respected. 13. The power shift. Here's your power. You don't need to chase attention. You don't need to beg for care. You don't need to prove your worth. Because the truth is, real connection doesn't require convincing. It doesn't require overthinking every message or wondering where you stand. It feels clear. It feels safe. It feels mutual. And the moment you truly understand this, something shifts inside you. You stop running after people who only give you half their effort. You stop accepting breadcrumbs when you deserve something real. You start protecting your energy, your time, your peace. And that's where your power lives. Because the right people, they don't confuse you. They don't leave you guessing. They don't disappear and reappear like nothing happened. They don't drain you emotionally and call it connection. They show up, not just when it's easy, but when it matters. They listen, they support, they make you feel seen, consistently, genuinely, and most importantly, they choose you, without hesitation, without games. So stop chasing what feels uncertain and start choosing what feels right. Because the moment you choose yourself, you raise your standard. And when your standards rise, the wrong people fall away, and the right ones. So if you've been feeling this, if something inside you has been saying, this doesn't feel right, trust that. Because your intuition sees what your heart tries to ignore. And remember this, you deserve someone who chooses you, not sometimes, not when it's easy, but every single day. If this opened your eyes, don't ignore it. And don't forget, the moment you stop accepting less is the moment your life starts changing.